Welcome to another edition of Next Chapter Forward. I'm your point guard, Stephen Bardo. Hope you guys having a great week. We're going to have a good time today, guys. We got some good stuff we're talking about. We're finished talking about this Salvador trip that I had, some of the things that I came away from on that trip. And then we're going to talk a little bit about something called slow traveling, which we haven't talked a lot about here in Next Chapter Forward. But it's definitely an option for you guys that are really looking to live that life outside the United States and to consider taking your time in different locations, but not necessarily planting your flag in one place. And so that's going to be part of what we're talking about today on Next Chapter Forward. Let me pull up my stuff here. Okay, here we go. All right. So, guys, I had a wonderful trip to Salvador. It was amazing. If you guys haven't seen the video, you guys need to go check this video out, man, because I did some high level production on it. But first, let's do this. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you guys something really quickly just to start, okay? Let's see if I can get this. Where are we? All right, guys, check this out. Just a minute, just for 1 minute. Check it out. This is Salvador, the blackest city outside of the continent of Africa. A ton of history here, a ton of knowledge, and great stories, and I'm bringing it all to you. This is Salvador. So I just want to show you guys the start of that video, if for those of you that haven't had an opportunity to go check that out. It's a good video. I put more production value into that one than any video I've done. So if you enjoy the previous videos, you will certainly appreciate this one. And there's a lot of footage in there from my cooking class experience, guys. If you're going anywhere, please schedule a cooking class. You will not be disappointed. Seriously, the food has so many connections, as we know, in the Black community in the United States. Food is extremely important. So it's like that around the world. There's culture, there's customs, there's history. There's so much in when you cook people's food, and they're so happy to share their history, their culture, and their experiences with you. That, guys, I think it's a no-brainer to do so. Okay, so now that we got the Salvador piece out of the way, because I wanted to tantalize you guys that may be subscribed to Next Chapter Forward. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. All right, now to the good stuff. All right, the Yarbros are a Black couple who have been traveling since 2017. I've been watching them since 2017. They're the travel OGs, and they do a fantastic job of going to different parts of the world. And so for years, guys, I don't know if there was even a term called slow traveling, but they were doing it before the term even came out. So what they do is they go 3 months, 6 months, however long the tourist visa lasts, which in a lot of countries is normally 90 days. In Mexico, it used to be an automatic 6 months, but that's kind of changing now. But what the Yarbros do is they go and they stay as long as the tourist visa will allow them, and they rent places. They will learn some of the language, and they get off the tourist traps. They get off the tourist paths, and they live like a local. And so I've been so focused on getting you guys to just relocate to one place. But I think that I need to introduce this as an option because it just makes so much sense. Okay. So let's look up exactly what this slow travel is here. Okay. Let me see here. Let me put this all in the screen. Okay. Let me pull this off. And I hope you guys can see this okay. Slow travel is a mindful approach that prioritizes deep cultural immersion and quality experiences over rushing to check off major tourist attractions, okay? Core principles of slow travel: extended duration. Rather than passing through quickly, travelers rent apartments, they shop, they go to local markets, and they stay in a single town or region for an extended period of time. They get cultural immersion because, when you're blowing in a place for a week and then you're blowing out, it's hard to really get culturally immersed in a place. So when you can stay a month, 2-3 months, you can start to get the rhythm of those places. The mindful movement, decelerating. This is something that this word is not used in the United States, as you all well know. Deceleration, decelerating. Travelers often choose trains, ferries, or overland journeys over high-speed flights to appreciate the transit experience. And then sustainable tourism. By staying longer, you reduce your carbon footprint, take pressure off heavily toured destination. It also pumps money directly into local economies, which I'm big on. I am big on that. Okay. So that's kind of what slow travel is for those of you that aren't really aware. And so I think it's important that we pay attention to this as an option. Okay. Because you may not be ready to be out of the United States, for good or for years. You may have your mindset on Panama, but then when you get to Panama and you're living like a local, you can start to see, okay, I can make this work, or this might be a little bit tight, or you know what, I don't know if I can make this work. But now instead of going through the temporary residency process like I'm doing right now, because I do know that I want temporary residency here in Mexico and in Brazil, because the thought of going every place for 3 months or 6 months, it sounds appealing, guys, but I needed to heal. Coming out of the United States, I needed to heal. And so I wasn't really interested in going one place for 3 months, going another place for 6 months. I wanted to sit still for a little bit. And Mexico allowed me to do that. So let's take a look. I want you to listen here to what the Yarbros say about their experience and their slow traveling. Here we go.
Our number one favorite country to slow travel in. I wonder if you can guess it.
Brazil. We appreciate it, rolling through. Now, I want y'all to remember, Brazil was like a roller coaster ride for us. It had highs, it had lows. Mm-hmm. It's the only country I ever got my phone stolen in.
It's the only country we've ever had someone try to break into one of our rooms.
Ridiculousness. And we still had a good ass time.
Yep. Something about Brazil.
Man.
Something about it, y'all, that we really loved. And it's why we continue to talk about it, because it was a place that we didn't expect to love as much as we did.
Let's get some quantifiable stuff. So cost of living.
Cost of living in Brazil is coming in at $1,300 a month for a single person.
All right, $1,300 a month. We are giving that affordability a 9, because with that $1,300, right? You can do so much. The groceries are inexpensive. Going out is inexpensive. Hell, a lot of times in Brazil, going out is just going to the beach. If you make $1,300, you can live well in Brazil.
Now, I will say, to move around the country, because it's a huge country, you can do that.
$1,300 a month, guys, as a single person. You just heard them say that, right? And Brazil's their number one place out of all the places they've been. And they had their place. Someone tried to break into their place. Rondell had his phone stolen, and yet Brazil is still number one. All right, let's keep going.
Very affordably with the bus. The flights, on the other hand, domestically were more expensive than we thought they were going to be.
So this is rolling into livability. Yeah, domestic flights, man, they're talking like $200 in between cities. Now, the bus is a culture in Brazil. It's clean. It's safe. All the bus rides we took were safe.
They're very comfortable, right? And you stop at quality buffets.
I think it's every 3 hours or something like that. It seemed to be like clockwork.
You get a food break. Everyone gets to chill for a little bit, and then everyone hops back on the bus, and you continue on your way.
Livability is coming in at about an 8 for us because there's so much to see and be seen and to do. So many different cities to go to. So many different lifestyles you can live, you can indulge in. It is wide and Brazil is huge.
And there's two sides, to Brazil as well. I mean, it's multifaceted, but I'm saying like you have the modern side, you have modern amenities and things like modern infrastructure. Okay. But you also have very gritty sides.
Oh, for sure.
Of the country as well.
Now, I don't know if slow travelers would be, let me go to a favela and hang out. Although some people like to do that. It's not my thing. But if it's your thing.
Although we did eat at a bomb restaurant in the favela.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So we will pursue food.
All right, guys. So I just want to give you a sense of what their experience was like in Brazil and why they're so high on it, why it's their number one place to travel, and why I'll be spending a lot of time there as well. Okay. So the slow travel piece, though, put in the comments if that's something that interests you guys, because I didn't even consider this as a potential option. But think about it, guys. It makes so much sense because if you've got your money, you've got your monthly nut or your savings or investments or your pension or what have you, whatever you have, if that's set, you saw they said $1,300 to $1,400 for a single person can live in Brazil comfortably. So if you've got your money, let's say you have the average Social Security benefit monthly that is just over $2,000. That puts you well within being able to live in Brazil with $600 or $700 left over. And what the Yarbros do is they include groceries. They include all the things that are necessary: rent, groceries, transportation, eating out, entertainment. Their business expenses, meaning Wi-Fi. I know that they teach English online. So, they've got some different expenses, but they put all their expenses in these monthly breakouts. Okay. Colombia was very similar to Brazil in terms of cost of living, as is Vietnam and Thailand. So those 4 countries are extremely attractive, not only because the cost of living is so good, but the experience is tremendous. And guys, think about this. So let's say you guys are maybe like some gentlemen that are in our group here in Playa del Carmen, where we go out to eat every Thursday evening. Some of these guys, they make between $4,000 and $6,000, $7,000 a month, monthly, right? So if you've got that kind of money coming in, think about that for a second. If you're not sure about where you want to go, you can go to Vietnam for 3 months, the Philippines for 3 months, Thailand for 3 months, Malaysia for 3 months. Then you can shoot over to Africa, go to Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Ghana, Ethiopia, go to Portugal. Or you could go to Mexico. You can go to Panama, Costa Rica, Belize, Colombia, Brazil. You can go all these different places, guys. So slow travel is going to be something that I'm going to incorporate more and encourage you brothers to consider, because it makes so much more sense. Now, obviously you have to have your home situation intact in terms of what your family members are looking for you for support. Can you do that remotely? Can you do that while you're outside the United States? Because technology is wonderful, guys. FaceTime is something else. And I don't know that we utilize FaceTime quite enough. I know I don't. but my face lights up when I can get on a FaceTime with family members. I light up. Okay. And it makes me feel closer to my family when I'm able to do that. So if you've got $3,000 to $6,000, to $5,000 a month that you can have, and you might be trying to figure out, okay, well, is Belize better than Thailand? Or does Malaysia make more sense than Costa Rica? Well, with this scenario, you have enough money within your budget to budget for those international flights. And if you can space it out like the Yarbros do, like a lot of people that I follow online, there are a lot of couples that are slow traveling around the world. When you can plot this out and say you could go to 4 countries in a year, you spend 3 months in each country. And if you're able to book those flights out in advance, you're going to save a lot of money. Okay. So think about slow travel as an option, because I think it's wonderful. I think the more options that we have to be able to find a place that may suit us better than the United States. And again, guys, for those of you that are watching, if the United States is working for you, great. It's a great country. We've got some issues in the United States, but let's not front. It's still a great country. Okay. It's got a lot to offer. It's the land that you can really grind and make some money if you put your head down. Okay. There's opportunities in the United States that aren't available in other parts of the world. So, this is not a bash the United States situation. However, if you're like me and you're conscious and you see what's going on and you're not asleep, the United States right now just doesn't work for me long term. Now, that can change depending on the, kind of the feel, the fervor, the general public just being upset with the petty class that, supposedly runs the country. So I really want to start to investigate this and start to bring this in as an option for people, because it's a heck of a lot easier. Because guys, if you're trying to do visas and you find a place that you really want to be and you're trying to work on a visa, do that sooner rather than later, guys. Things are shifting around the world. Now, one of the reasons that I think they're shifting, and why wouldn't they? Because the dude in DC, he tries to punk everybody. He's a bully. And so you guys remember what happened when we actually had bullies before they tried to outlaw them. They tried to regulate bullies out of the picture. You guys remember when we had bullies back in the day? They would terrorize people until they ran up on that one that would hit them back. And then when one person hits the bully back and everybody else sees that one person hit the bully back, they get enough gumption, they get some confidence to hit them back as well. That's what's starting to happen. So the cost of applying for a visa in Mexico has doubled. It used to be just under $600. It's $1,200 now. And why wouldn't they? This cat's talking about making, Mexico and Canada states of the United States. You can't say that to sovereign nations, people, and not have that have an effect. Now, Claudia Sheinbaum in Mexico, these are smart people. They're not going to alienate a large group of people who really want to come down to Mexico, and they understand the climate that's taking place in the United States right now. They know there's a lot of Americans that are trying to get the hell up out of Dodge. So the prices are increasing across the board. The situation in Brazil to obtain a temporary residency through the, I believe this is through the digital nomad visa, you have to show, I think you have to show $1,800 per month over the last 6 months of income, or you can show $18,000 in savings, which is very, very doable for me. You need a FBI background. You need a birth certificate. You need to have them apostilled, and you need to have whatever needs to be translated into Portuguese has to be done by a certified translator. So basically, there's some companies that can do all this for you, and they're just making you pay companies to facilitate this. Okay. So Brazil's situation is pretty straightforward, pretty cut and dry, and it's not that expensive. I believe the actual visa cost is $80. So it's not that expensive. But these things are going to change, guys. The longer that Dookie Pants is in DC, it's going to change because people are not going to take being threatened, shut out, put tariffs on. They're not just going to sit there and take that. They're going to respond. Okay. So I won't say the window is closing for Americans to relocate and to move around, but it's certainly shifting. And if we look at the way that things are going, this ain't going to get no better in the next 2 years. As long as this regime is still in play, it's only going to get worse, guys. And this is not fear mongering. And you don't have to work with me or buy any of my services. I'm going to be good anyway. But my point is this: if you're going to make this move, work with somebody like me or, that's on the ground. Okay. Somebody that's actually living this life. Invest in yourself. Invest in a country clarity call. Because the reason I say invest, would you rather work with somebody that's a professional? Or would you rather watch 7,000 YouTube videos and trying to decipher and figure out, oh, I like that video, and try to figure out to go back and get it and to get the information, and then to watch another video and to try to keep all these things together. And then, these people, they might be a white couple who are in their 30s, but you're a black man over 50. Do they resonate with you? Are their experiences the same as yours? Are they looking to do the same things when they travel as you? Of course not. So if you're a black man or a black person, black sisters are more than welcome. If you're really interested in relocating, or if you want to even slow travel and you want to get a game plan together, consider getting your country clarity call. This right here. Here's the link. It's the pinned comment here. Okay. So if you want to work with a professional, I'm here for you. All right. What's up, Kevin? I caught this live. Yes, sir. What's up? Oh, good, man. If this is your first time, welcome to Next Chapter Forward. I'm glad you're here. I hope you consider becoming a free agent. Free agents are community members of Next Chapter Forward. Okay. And we've got a growing number of free agents that are starting to pop up around the world. I know, we got a brother from Great Britain. We got another brother from Canada. And most of the brothers and sisters come from the United States, but we're in the diaspora, y'all. Okay. And so, Kevin, if this is your first time, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you decide to become a free agent. How do you become a free agent? Go get your global scouting report. If you haven't done so already, it's 8 questions. It takes 2 minutes, and it gives you a score of your readiness to relocate. It's very easy, very quick, but it adds you to the Next Chapter Forward email list, which has different information than I provide on these lives and in my long form videos. So please go ahead and consider doing that as well. Oh, that's right, Kevin. I saw you you made a post, you made a comment on the live that I was in when I was in Salvador. Good for you. Guys, peek this out. You see what Kevin's doing? Now, I'm going to get I got to get an affiliate link because, guys, I have tried. I've gone to an intense Spanish class 5 days a week for a month for a couple hours a day to get the basis of the language, right? But I've got an app that I was working on before the class, and I stopped using it, but it's the best. Okay, and I think it's better for older learners. That's why I think this app is so good. I'm not going to mention it today, but once I sign up for the affiliate program, I'll mention it because this app is a beast. I went and got the lifetime access. The lifetime access gives me access to learning 30 different languages through 5 or 6 levels of it. So if you're familiar with language learning, it goes A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Those are the different levels of language learning and fluency. Okay. I bought the lifetime access, and I can give 3 other people full access to this. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll run a contest and give out access to this stuff, but it's valued at over $400. Okay, and I got a discount on that, but that's how much it's valued. So I'll do something with that a little later. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, Logan Art. Absolutely. I'm slow traveling and building an online business. Logan, please share the country that you're interested in, or countries that you're interested in. And 2, please share what you're building online, because I'd like to support you. And I also think that the more examples that we can have of people being able to create online businesses to support their lifestyle, to hey, maybe even get rich, right? We don't need to cap what we can do, because when you build your own business, there's no limit to what you can do. Okay, so I'm so happy for you, Logan Art, that you are doing this, that you are making this happen, and that you're tapped in. So please, if you don't mind, please share what you're doing. What's up, Don Worldwide? Good to see you, brother. After years of living in the States, I'm looking forward to resetting my nervous system. Slow travel will give me the option to find my forever home. So, preach, Don. So, Don, guys, put in the comments what countries you're interested in. And does slow travel give you an option that maybe total relocation feels maybe a little bit hard right now? Maybe slow travel is something that you need to incorporate first before you go full in with the relocating piece, okay? Because like Don says, you don't necessarily have to relocate to one country to allow your nervous system to reset. Just stay out of those European-run countries and you'll find that your nervous system will pretty much reset with no problems, because I've been all over the world. I've been to 30 countries now, 31 countries, and all over the region. The only region I haven't been to is Australia, but I've been to pretty much everywhere else. And I do know that all of these places that we talk about in Find Your Country in 72 Hours, the 10 countries that we highlight on, they all are, you can reset your nervous system in each and every one of them. Okay? And the only European-run country among those is Portugal. But if you guys know anything about Portugal, Portugal is very unique in terms of how to me, it's a lot different than the rest of Europe. Spain, Italy, France, Germany. Portugal is a lot different from those countries. It's got some similarities to Spain because they share the same Iberian Peninsula. But Portugal is mad chill, mad smooth, mad cool. Okay. So please put in the comments, guys, what countries you're interested in terms of slow travel or relocating to. All right. What's up, Mr. Newberry? The realities of this nation will never change. It is not in 400 years, but we love that objectivity and positivity. Get him, Mr. Bardo. What's up, William? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, guys, I'm in alignment with William that these people aren't changing, man, because they don't come in peace. They've never come in peace. Wherever they've gone in the planet has never been in peace. Never. That's why people of color speak European languages. because if they came in peace, people would be able to maintain their original language. And then if they were coming, then to add their language to the languages that are already established, not wipe out everything, not burn the libraries so you can't find the history, not burn the buildings that were in the late 1800s, 1900s that are Tartarian. Y'all, those that know what I'm talking about. Okay. So William, I'm right there with you, brother. Salute, Jermaine. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Good to see you on here. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Emmanuel? That sounds like you may be describing someone who may come up short on a solid visa plan, whose income may fall short of $2,000 or maybe half that amount and may have to move around a bit. Well, that may be the case, Emmanuel, but I'm looking more not for people that can't make a $2,000 per month threshold. I'm looking at people who just think about there are some people that think about, okay, I think Central America is where I best fit. Belize, Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama, right? Or I may fit more in South America, Colombia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Colombia, right? Peru, Ecuador, okay? Or I might fit in Southeast Asia better. So what I'm thinking, Emmanuel, why I'm bringing up slow travel is not necessarily for those people that may fall short of 2,000, because it's a more expensive, in my opinion, to slow travel than it would be to locate one country that your income provides a quality of life that you want. So slow travel, to me, for the brothers that are kind of redlining, that may be able to generate $1,000, $1,500 a month, to me, those are people that I would suggest that you really relocate. You find a place that you can sit still, sit down, save the money, get the information together to get that temporary residency so that you can stay settled somewhere that your money will last. Because if you're trying to slow travel and your finances are at that, you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room, slow travel to me doesn't make sense for someone whose budget is tight. Okay? Slow travel makes more sense for people who have flexibility in their budget. Because again, you when you're moving around and you're renting places, you got to put down a deposit and then first month's rent. That's generally the way. Now, the good thing is nobody looks for credit reports anywhere else except the United States. The racism in the United States is very expensive. Okay. And so when you go other places, all they want is a first month's, a deposit and first month's rent. That's it. So if your finances aren't of a certain level, that can become a little bit more expensive. And I don't think that works out for people that don't have the financial wherewithal. I've done some checking on the Dominican Republic compared to other Latin locations. It may be an easier choice. Emmanuel, I'm glad you brought up Dominican Republic, because Dominican Republic, and I'm going to say this, but I don't want to get in trouble. Okay. Now, what a lot of brothers do in the Dominican Republic that live there from the United States, they don't get temporary residency. What happens is you get a tourist visa. Okay. And you know what? Let me look up. I'm not even going to guess. I'm going to look up how long you get for a tourist visa. How long are the tourist visas good for U.S. citizens in the Dominican Republic. And let's see what they come up with. Oh, wow. U.S. citizens do not need a traditional visa for tourist stays up to 30 days. Instead, you enter with a tourist card. You can easily extend this legal tourist stay up to 120 days through the Dirección General de Migración. Stays beyond 30 days without an extension will incur an overstay fee upon departure. Okay. So what a lot of brothers do, Emmanuel, in the Dominican Republic, which is brilliant. You go in, you got a tourist card, so you get your, 120 days. Okay. And you just chill until it's time for you to leave. Now, when you go to the airport, they'll say, oh, you overstayed your visa. It's $75. It's $90. And if you overstay for a year, I believe the cost is right around $100. That is tremendous, guys. That's tremendous. Because in other countries, they're really cracking down on immigration. And if you're overstaying visas and things like that, they'll come get you and they'll deport you. In Dominican Republic, that has not been the case up until now. But there's a lot of investment coming to that island. There are a lot of United States companies looking to expand in the Dominican Republic. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but you may want to take advantage of that while the situation and status is what it is right now, Emmanuel. But I love the Dominican Republic. That's one of my 3 choices that I would pick right now outside of the United States: Mexico, Brazil, and Dominican Republic. And maybe in order of what I really like, probably Brazil, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. Mexico is easy for me. The geographic proximity to the United States, tremendously easy. The Cancun airport is one of the best in the world. I can get anywhere I want to out of Cancun. And I can get into all the places I need to in the States. Direct flights, no problem. So it's easy. Okay, a lot of people down here speak English. Now, my Spanish is getting a little bit better, but if I was in Puebla, if I was in Puerto Vallarta, even Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey, Veracruz, my Spanish would be much further because there's not as many people in those areas that speak English. Now, Mexico City is being overrun by Americans, and there's a lot of tension up there between the locals and the American immigrants. And so, yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yes. But Dominican Republic is definitely on my list, and I really enjoy that country. Okay. Don said he's thinking about Southeast Asia and Brazil. I'm sure there are more countries to add, just need exposure to all possibilities. Don, I love it. Don't limit yourself. Fellas, you don't need to limit yourself, especially if you've got ample funds. Like a lot of you guys that tune in to Next Chapter Forward, you guys have done a good job. You've taken care of your money. You've taken care of your family. You've made good decisions. And now this is your next chapter. This is your next chapter, not your wife, not your kids. This is your next chapter. For the women, not your husband, not your kids. This is your next chapter. Now, if you've got younger children, please consider this. Guys, please consider this. If you want to relocate out of the United States, do not let children be the reason why you do not relocate. Let me say this again with some emphasis for those of you in the back that maybe didn't hear me the first time. I don't care how old or how young your children are. Do not let you having children that are school age keep you from relocating. I cannot tell you how many Black people have their kids in school in Playa del Carmen. and absolutely love it. We got a chance to talk to these are teenage boys. These are 2 Black teenage American boys going to school here in Playa del Carmen, and they're breaking it down. I said, have you had any issues? And the one kid's a football player. He's a big kid. He said, yeah, until I put my hands on him. And that's not, he said, I tapped that behind, right? We had to do that back in the United States. But some of the things that they said, this one school, they bring in an entrepreneur every month to speak to the students and have the students ask them questions about why did they get into their field of work? What does it entail? What are the qualities that you have to be a successful entrepreneur? They're getting it. These are Black American kids getting exposure to entrepreneurs here in Mexico. Guys, do you know what that does? So now these cats can speak Spanish. They can now have 2 countries that they can seek out opportunities for. Don't you want that for your children? And please, guys, listen. Our children are walking into convenience stores and getting unalived in the back for a water bottle. Okay? The last time I checked, the highest percentage of elementary school teachers are white women. Do you think white women have Black children's best? You think that they're doing the best by these children? I'm 58 years old. I could go back in my history and give you the names of some teachers that when it was happening, I didn't understand it because I'm a kid. But now that I'm adult, I understand what was going on. Okay? Now, Mrs. Dillard was probably one of the best teachers I ever had, white lady, and she checked me because she knew I was a basketball head. She asked me who are the best players, and I said Dr. J and Magic Johnson. And she said, well, what about Larry Bird? And I said, well, I don't like the Celtics, and I don't think Larry Bird's that good. She said, go back and look again. And Larry Bird was that dude. And she taught me a valuable lesson, right? But Mrs. Dillard was the exception. She wasn't the rule. Okay? Think of the opportunities. Think of the different things that your children can be exposed to and learn if they go to school in another country. Guys, no, I'm not going to ask you to. I'm going to look this up. Where does the United States rank in terms of education in the world? United States educational system rank worldwide. Let's see what this is. Wow. Okay. I'm going to share the screen so we can read this together. All right. Let me expand this a little bit. Can I make this bigger? I know I can. I just don't. Oh, hold on. I'm going to make this bigger for you guys. I know there's a quicker way of doing this, but this is the way I know. All right. Hopefully let's see. Let me make that full screen and take my man Don off of here. All right. What this says is the U.S. education ranking varies heavily by subject and assessment, but generally places 10th to 31st globally for K-12 schooling and first for higher education. 10th to 31st globally. And now this is an American company, so you know it's like towards the bottom of 30, right? You do understand that, right? So for those of you that are, considering relocate, don't let kids stop you. Bring them along, open up their minds, give them something that they can't get back in the United States. You get a chance to be a better parent because your central nervous system relaxes. You actually have time. You may have time to drop off and pick your kids up. Because guys, if you come to Playa del Carmen on vacation, please do this. Go find a school. And when they're letting out of school, go watch those parents. I have not seen many countries where the parents and the kids are so freaking happy to see each other. It looks like a reunion that they haven't seen each other in a few months. I'm serious. The kids are smiling. The parents are hugging them, giving them a kiss. They're walking hand to hand. The kids tell them about their day. Don't you want to do that for your kids, men, sisters? Wouldn't you like to do that? Wouldn't you like to have the time to actually be present for your children after they get out of class and they're able to tell you about all these new experiences that they're having? Don't you want to experience that? There are Montessori schools. There are Canadian schools. There are, I believe there's a German school. There are probably 5 international schools that are internationally accredited. The educational system here in Playa del Carmen is spectacular. It's one of the best I've seen around the world. Seriously, okay? So guys, don't let school-age kids keep you from making that move. Your children will thank you. Now, they won't thank you initially because you're pulling them from what they know. But they will thank you moving forward later on. I'm telling you, every person that I've ever been with or that I've known, or I dated a lady off and on for a while, and she was a college softball player, and she did a year abroad in Spain. It changed her life. My niece did a semester in Spain. It changed her life. And they were in college. I'm talking about school-age kids who were getting a Mexican experience in high school or a Panamanian experience in grade school. It opens different worlds and things for your children. So don't let that keep you from making the move that you know you need to make. Logan Art is living in Nicaragua as home base. It's cost effective, it's safe for him, and centrally located. I'm learning Spanish here and starting a business designing and making animated maps for Airbnb hosts. Oh my goodness. Logan, can you send me a message? I'd love to support you in what you're doing. I know a few Airbnb hosts. I'm actually traveling back to the States not too long, and I'm doing an Airbnb in Chicago. And I know a sister that's got an Airbnb in Chicago. I know a few people that are Airbnb hosts. I'd love to share that with them if you're comfortable with me doing so. I'd love to help you grow your business, man, because that's a great idea. Guys, please look at Logan. Please look at Logan Art as a great example of what is possible. You see, how many times have you guys heard of Nicaragua as an option to relocate? But for me, I'm hearing about Guatemala, Nicaragua. Honduras is a little hot right now. I think there's some stuff jumping off. Maybe I got that mixed up with Bolivia. But I thought something was jumping off in Honduras. El Salvador, they had a serious crackdown, and that president is a Bitcoin guy, and he's kind of a hardline right guy. I don't know. I don't know about El Salvador, but Nicaragua, I've been seeing some videos come out of there, and it's a good choice that's under the radar, guys. So I'm imagining that Logan is getting better at Spanish because there's probably not a ton of people that speak English there. And guys, when you think about that, I don't want you to be like, oh, I couldn't do that. No. Because all these different countries, guys, these people are patient. They're not like Americans. They don't look at you and be like, oh, you waste my time. Why don't you know English? Da-da. It's not like that, guys. I'm making the assumption, and Logan Art can tell us himself, these people are patient. They'll work with you. They'll smile. They understand that you're trying to learn. And guess what? I bet when Logan first got there to now, he's a hell of a lot better at his Spanish because he's immersed in it. So if his cost of living is good, which Nicaragua, I can't imagine it. I think Nicaragua would be on the level of a Costa Rica, Brazil, Colombia. Very affordable. So it's very affordable. He's learning Spanish, and he's able to build his business without the financial pressures that he would receive if he were in the United States. This is a tremendous example, guys, that I want you to think about. Start to internalize. What's your situation look like? What country does it look? Do you think you could get things done the way that you want? How much money do you have? Do you have a buffer for your living expenses to your monthly income or your pension or your investment in savings? Because if you've got if you've got excess, if you got not disposable income, but if you got income that you can do some other things with, why not build a business? Or why not invest in yourself? Go take some Spanish lessons. Go take some Portuguese lessons. Go take a cooking class. Go do a dance class, right? Immerse yourself in those communities. Because I guarantee you, if Logan Art is there for 6 months or more, he's a different man from when he got there to the 6 month mark. I guarantee it. And I don't even know Logan. I'm glad you're here, partner. I'm glad you're allowing us to utilize your example because this is a great one. Okay, thank you. It's been suggested that someone with below $2,000 a month threshold, along with a savings safety net, Puerto Plata may be a solution compared to Santo Domingo. I agree with you. Santo Domingo, guys, is the capital city of the Dominican Republic. It's a big city. A lot of stuff jumping off too. So obviously the cities are going to be more expensive than some of the smaller areas. Puerto Plata is on the north coast, the northwest coast. The northeast coast is La Terrenas, and that area. But where Emmanuel's talking about is the northwest coast, Puerto Plata, Sosua, Cabarete. Those areas are going to be even more affordable than Santo Domingo. Okay. Hey, Jug Yap. No, I haven't, but I definitely want to go. I want to go see Yanga, the warrior that freed himself from slavery, then went into the hills and created those Black communities near Veracruz. I definitely want to go. Veracruz, guys, historically was a port that the Spaniards brought a lot of slaves through, African slaves through. Veracruz is still a big port city. The food in Veracruz is really good. Each region of Mexico has their own kind of specialty. Veracruzian food is very, very good. I haven't been there yet, but it's not going to be long. Believe it or not, I found my special place. My nervous system reset in Holland. Okay. I studied in Leiden, and it was an experience beyond spiritual. Me and William had been on a phone call together, guys. William's serious. William's one of these free agents that ain't playing. And here's the beautiful thing of it. Isn't it great that he found his place? Holland, right? He said it was an experience beyond spiritual. William is a brother that's based in St. Louis, Missouri. He found himself in Holland. He's found his promised land. Where's yours? Put in the comments, guys, where's your desired destination? Even if you don't know for sure, put in the comments where you want to be. I'd love to see where you guys are interested in going. All right. His mom didn't give him the talk. He needed a father. Only because we don't use the metric system from grade school. Americans learn inches and Fahrenheit. That's only used in America. Jug Yap, you are preaching. Guys, think of this. The rest of the world uses the metric system. The United States doesn't. The rest of the world, when you fill out something and they ask you for your date, the majority of the world says month first, then day, then year. The United States is day first, then month, then year. So it's as though the United States set out to make itself different from everyone else in the world. How's that working out for the United States? Brother sent you an email. It's Donovan. We'll see you at 2:45, our scheduled time. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you sent that today? Did you change the time on the Donovan, did you change the time? Because I forgot that it was gonna coincide with the live here today. Let's see. Did you get it? Yes. Okay. Thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate it, Donovan. I look forward to speaking with you, my man. So that's it. Oh, okay. So I got about an hour before that. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Take your children abroad with you. They will grow to be advanced beyond any measure with their American counterparts and will be decades ahead. This is someone, William, who shared that Holland is his place. William has had extensive experience in different parts of the world, okay? And guys, it changes you. When you take your kids someplace, they're like rubber bands. Once you stretch a rubber band to a certain point, it never comes back the same, okay? So please consider taking your children and opening up their minds. Get past your own brainwashing and thinking that no one can educate your children except the United States. Get your mind out of that and open yourselves up for a world of possibilities. Oh, what's good, Fernando? Our LA brother, good to see you. I've been in the U.S. since '94, and I can honestly say that I struggled to reach the last days of the month with my salary, basically the last 25 days of each month. Okay, so look into what Fernando just said, guys. So obviously he's working. He's got months and months of experience of this, so he ain't sitting on his behind. He's working, and yet he's struggling to make ends meet. How many of you guys are in this same scenario? Please put in the comments. Because Fernando, you are not, you're the majority. You're not the minority. You're the majority of people right now in the United States. It's just hard to live there right now, guys. I'm not trying to trash the United States. Okay. I'm not trying to do that. I was when I was angry when I first got down here. I trashed the U.S. every chance I got. I don't need to do that because it's self-explanatory. It's hard to live in the States right now. Okay. Now, for those of us that are fortunate enough to have made some money, been able to save it, made some good decisions, had excess, but there's no shame, Fernando, in your situation. I don't want you to feel that way because I'm thinking about this study that I read. Back in 1980 till now, I believe salaries have increased 30%. So that's basically nothing. 30% since 1980. We're talking 40 plus years. But college tuition and inflation has been astronomical. So that Dave Ramsey, you remember Dave Ramsey? And he's trying to tell you to save all this money and get out of debt and pay cash for things. He could do that back in 1980 when a house in Tennessee was $40,000. That same house today is $400,000, if not more. So, Fernando, don't feel bad, man. It's hard. And you're in Los Angeles. You're in Southern California, one of the most expensive areas in the country. So don't feel bad, brother. There's millions out there that's in the same situation that you're in. Okay? All the stories that have been told about the dangers of African and Latin nations when it involves crime can be no worse than what has taken place in the United States, which is only safe for whites. And Emmanuel, I would argue, I don't know if it's safe for whites anymore. I don't. We saw what happened to those people in Minnesota. I mean, God rest his soul. We saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. I don't know that anybody's safe in the United States right now, guys. I mean, we would think that, I see the videos of the police pulling over a white gentleman, and this cat pulled out an AK-47 and pointed it at the police car. And you know what the police car did? They backed up. Now, they eventually stopped him and arrested him, but he's alive to tell about it. And they might have dropped him off at Burger King on the way, right? But, guys, this is my opinion. The United States right now is so bad because of these data centers and the fact that we're losing our fresh water supplies at an alarming rate. And so people are waking up. I'm online. I'm on TikTok a lot because I get, believe it or not, there are so many good sources of information on TikTok and YouTube, obviously. These are my two main ones. But guys, I've seen three white men now talk about taking up arms and unaliving folk. They're bold enough to say that on social media, knowing that everything that we say and do is being watched. But these people are at the point where they don't care anymore. Okay? So guys, I'm telling you, it ain't safe for nobody, in my opinion. You have financial pressure, you have social pressure, you have environmental pressure with the chemtrails and the poisoning of our food. I mean, the plastics problem that we have, the plastics that are in our bodies now, based on us using so much plastic, the environment, the climate change. We're in the largest El Nino that we've had since 1877, and millions of people died the last time this has happened. Guys, and we didn't even mention the war over in West Asia. We're not even talking about that. We're not talking about what the prices of oil are getting ready to do. It's a lot of pressure to live in the United States, guys, for everybody. So when you see your fellow American citizen, try not to look at them from a color standpoint or from the standpoint of, oh, they're blue or they're red. Look at them as a human being that's struggling to live in the same country that you're living in, because that's what it is. All right. Okay. All right. Well, guys, I think I got to all your questions, and I definitely wanted to talk about the slow travel. But again, guys, if you're serious about relocating, invest in a country clarity call. It's 60 minutes with me and you. We go over your situation. I give you certain things to look forward, and then I give you a game plan at the end of the call. Okay. This alone will save you a ton of time going back and forth on YouTube videos and trying to find your favorite content creator. Go back and look at the video and trying to find a comment. You don't need to do all that. You can invest with somebody that's a professional, that's living a life that you want to live. So go ahead, hit that link, and schedule your country clarity call today. All right, guys. I think I got through all the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. For our close, hold on. I want to emphasize what I said, whites. I meant the Trump MAGA whites. I do recognize what happened to those two citizens in January in Minneapolis. Yes. But I think it's across the board. I don't think they're safe either, Emmanuel. I guarantee you that area that had that hurricane hit inland in North Carolina, that freaky, you remember that last year when that hurricane was coming up mountains? That region, that's part of Trump territory. They have not been compensated. People are not going back in to rebuild that place because I'm not going to get into that. But let's just say that I don't care who you are. You can be a MAGA person. You can be a bleeding liberal. It doesn't matter. It's just very, very difficult right now in the United States. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. To all you free agents, thank you. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Until next time, holla, y'all.